Age of Mythology Retold. Just how good is it, and is it worth your time? Hello and welcome to the Creaky Kudos on a Monk, and today, yes, we are doing a full review for Age of Mythology Retold. Now, this game is available on the Xbox, Steam, and PC, and it will be also hitting Game Pass as well. So if you have Game Pass, you'll be able to play this game for absolutely nothing, or at least just the price of your subscription anyway. The most expensive version of this game that you can buy currently is $37.99, but it is available for $29.99 as well, depending on which platform you're actually buying this on. This is a game that has been published by Xbox Game Studios and developed by Wild Edge. So what exactly is Age of Mythology? Well, it's a real-time strategy game in which you get to take control of the Greeks, the Norse, the Egyptians, and more. Yes, that's right, because in the future there will be additional expansions released that offering up new civilizations for us to take control of. Now, in this real-time strategy game, you have to build up a base. There's a lot of tower defense within it. You've got different structures that you can build that gives you different units or different materials to be able to use. You've also got different troops. So not only have you got your basic standard soldiers, your archers, your cavalry units, your foot soldiers, but you've also got heroes, unique legendary heroes like Thor and Odin. And you've got the ability to create mythical beasts like Pegasus or ice trolls, even a kraken or two. So to say that the troops that you'll be using in Age of Mythology is unique is an understatement. It's kind of cool to be able to summon these creatures of old that we've been listening to or watching in stories since we were kids. Now, when it comes to actually gameplay, this is, at the end of the day, a resource management game at its finest. You need a good supply of food, a good supply of wood, of gold, of faith, and of course you need to be able to build up your population, advancing through the ages, getting different technology as you go. And as well as your land troops, you've also got sea troops as well. You've actually got a surprising amount of different sea troops that you could use too. The water combat isn't too bad. Now, when it comes to actually picking which race you want to be, that be the Greeks, the Egyptian, the Norse, or the Atlanteans, at the moment, that's what we got access to. You've also got 3 different gods, bosses, main characters that you can choose from in each of these as well. Each of them having unique tech trees depending on which race you actually go down into. Something that I think's well worth checking out, though, is going to be the skirmish mode. Now, don't get me wrong, you've got around, I'd say 20 hours-ish in campaign, depending on how long it's actually going to take you to complete those missions. It really does depend on your own skill level. There are different difficulties as well. But it's the skirmish mode that I feel like you're going to get the most value for money, the most replayability. There are some pretty interesting maps. You can do generic RGN maps as well, and different sizes. You can do gigantic sizes with just you versus one other player, or you could have like 12 players on that field at once, which I think is really interesting. I really do feel like it's the skirmish mode for me that I'm going to be playing the most. The multiplayer is pretty good as well. It does seem to be stable. I've managed to get a couple of multiplayer games in. But that does lead me to performance. Now, I did mention in my first impressions of this game that we have had a few issues on the Xbox Series S, that being the weaker platform out of what you can actually play this on. On the Xbox Series X, I've had no issues whatsoever. But there is an option to actually tweak for performance enhancements. So you can go for performance, or you can go for graphical quality. I would recommend performance if you're buying this on the Xbox Series S. If you put it to that performance, I've had pretty much no issues. I've got to say, it's been a lot of fun exploring this game. Now, there is a tutorial mode. Now, I'm not a noob when it comes to strategy games. I've played quite a lot of them on this channel, but there is a tutorial. It is a very small tutorial. It basically just tells you how to control your troops, how to move them from A to B, and of course how to gather resources, and that's pretty much it. After that, the game just kind of jumps you into it and gives you a few objectives. Having played all of the campaigns currently available, I would say the missions are pretty varied. What I like the most, however, is the troops. The troops that you can choose, depending on which race you're playing at, they're so varied. It's really cool. Like, for instance, right now we're staring at a frost giant, being able to create them and wield them and have multiples of them within your army. I think it's pretty cool. I also like the fact that you have to build up a religious part of it. You know, you're kind of worshipping the gods here, asking for God's favors, so you need to keep calling in and making sure you have enough supply to be able to, you know, pop these troops back out, because these troops aren't immortal. And that, of course, brings us on to the voice acting. This is a fully voice acted game, and some of the cutscenes that are involved in this game are absolutely brilliant.
At least one of Poseidon's children still favors our enemies. Load the trident aboard the transport! We'll send it back to Atlantis immediately!
There's nothing groundbreaking about the voice acting in this game or the cutscenes, but I have enjoyed them. I have enjoyed watching the stories, you know, be kind of told as I'm going through, and it just helps bring the game to life again. It wasn't needed, but it's definitely welcomed. All in all, I've really enjoyed Age of Mythology Retold. I feel like it's a really fantastic, nostalgic game. I do remember playing this way back when it was, you know, originally released. So it's nice to see a good old remaster thrown in, and it plays really well. I was surprised just how well the ship combat plays as well. You're having to make sure you've got the right ships to counter what you're coming up against. And for all those new to, you know, real-time strategy games can be a bit scary for some people. Maybe they prefer turn-based combat, for instance. This game does come with a variety of different difficulty settings in which you can change at pretty much will as you're going through. So for people that just, you know, they want to try this game but not just sure how well they're going to be at it, you can play on story mode and just play the game for what this game has to offer. You know, some really good story, and kind of gives you a good feel for strategy. And as you get better, you can rank that up as you go through the different missions. I think that's a really good way for people to kind of jump in and play this game. Another thing I quite liked is how you would have to play certain story missions and you're not just up against one foe, you have another foe there too, a second or third AI. That second or third AI don't like the first AI, so you can kind of watch that battle unfold as well, maybe picking your sides along the way. Sometimes it's kind of just let them kill each other while I went about my own thing. So I really like that. I like that they added like an extra layer to the game. I'm going to give this game a good, solid 8 out of 10. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's fantastic. It's not too expensive. It's available on Game Pass at day one. So for all those people that just don't want to buy the game, they're not 100% sure on it, they get a chance to actually, you know, play this game without making that commitment as well. And I think, considering we already know we've got 2 expansions coming up pretty soon, I think it's very good value for money considering the amount of content you've got available to yourself. I would highly recommend check out Skirmish Mode if you don't have anyone to play multiplayer with. And if you are looking for multiplayer battles, we do have a Discord channel which you can find down in the description of the video. It'd be really good to have more people jump into the community that maybe want to play a bit of multiplayer. I'm certainly up for games, and I'm sure other people will be too. But if you stuck around to the very end of the review, a big thank you to you. Don't forget to comment red banana down below, just confuse all those people new to the channel or that didn't watch to the very end. And until next time, I've been a monk, you've been a Chris Curious, and I will see you in the next video real soon. Until then, take it easy and happy gaming.
They're going to pay for insulting Poseidon and Atlantis.